First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Family and friends are devastated tonight that someone hit a Portsmouth woman on Interstate 64 Sunday afternoon.
10 on your side learned the victim was coming home from church. Sharice Turner died from her injuries. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle talked with Turner's employer on the phone this afternoon. Ava, her death obviously shocking.
Well, that's right, Nicole. 40-year-old Sharice Turner got a flat tire, pulled off to the side of the road, and moments later she was hit by a passing vehicle.
She was simply coming home from church.
40-year-old Sharice Turner just left Living Word Ministries off Business Park Drive in Virginia Beach. She drove onto westbound Interstate 64. Minutes later, near the Northampton Boulevard exit, she noticed something wrong with her driver's side rear tire.
Her rear tire went flat. She pulled over to the shoulder, checked her tire, and at that time a citizen stopped and pulled in front of her to assist her. She got into the citizen's vehicle.
State police say after making phone calls, Turner left that vehicle and returned to her car when she was hit.
She was actually sideswiped by another vehicle, which pushed her against the vehicle that was in front of her.
Turner, shown here in a photo released by her employer, died later at a hospital. She worked the past 4 years as a paralegal at the Boldman law firm. We reached a shareholder by telephone.
Sharice was just wonderful. Most caring, considerate individual I've ever met. Lovely. We loved her. She loved everyone. She was one of our administrators. She was an incredibly competent professional.
He says she'll be sorely missed. Now, state police say alcohol was not a factor in the accident and have charged 47-year-old John Henneman of Norfolk with reckless driving. The Commonwealth's attorney will decide on additional charges. New at 6, safety expert advice. I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
And her boss says Turner was divorced with 3 grown children.
The woman accused of driving around a stopped school bus and running over a family of 4 is in jail right now for now. Sandra Hastadler's attorney withdrew her request for a bond hearing scheduled for today. Hastadler's faced a judge on Friday in video arraignment. Virginia Beach police say she hit David Yancey, his 2 children, and his niece on Thursday in the yard of a Chester Street home. Hastadler is charged with DUI, reckless driving, and assault. 3 of the victims are still in the hospital. A 5-year-old is in critical condition.
A head-on crash shut down a busy road in Norfolk this morning. The crash on Tidewater Drive near Lindenwood Avenue stopped traffic in both directions at around 9:30. Police say the driver of that black car went over the center line and hit a trash truck head-on. It took crews about 20 minutes to get him out. We're told he was seriously hurt, but he is expected to survive. Police say he could face charges too. The driver of the truck was not hurt. Well, the day started out foggy and will likely end with rain.
Another day like that, take a live look at Super Doppler 10 radar. The rain's starting to move in already, and Chief Meteorologist Don Slater is standing by now at Super Doppler 10 Weather Center with details of even more rain. Don?
Yeah, a little more rain. We were in an afternoon meeting and just kind of talking about the weather, and Alvita said borderline depressive, and that's pretty much what it is. It is through the area. Very, very cloudy, dreary weather. But the sun is going to shine. The sun is going to come out tomorrow. We'll show you what's going on with the rainfall. You can see it enveloping really Isle of Wight County, moving across toward the peninsula with some scattered light rain. And we've had a little over the eastern shore as well, northern Accomack County. But again, this is not very, very much rain. We're not likely to see a great deal of rain either during the overnight hours. Now, skies are cloudy, and they're going to remain that way overnight, but we are going to clear off coming up for tomorrow. We could still see some patchy fog, but not as extensive, and I don't think it'll last as long into the morning. Temperatures are going to remain mild overnight. They're really fairly mild right now into the mid-50s, and then sunshine, ta-da! By around tomorrow afternoon. So we're looking a little bit better in that regard. We'll tell you all about our sunshiny eventually forecast in just a few minutes.
A mother called 911 after her 11-year-old daughter said a man touched her inappropriately. Newport News police arrested 35-year-old Mungia Ramos on Saturday night. According to police, the girl told her mother that Ramos touched her earlier that night and that it wasn't the first time he had done this. Now he faces 2 counts of aggravated sexual battery and 1 count of indecent liberties against a child.
Virginia Beach police say surveillance video helped them identify a teenage suspect after bullets flew in a high school parking lot. Police officers were among the people who heard the gunfire Friday night at First Colonial. There was a basketball game going on at the time, and officials briefly placed the school on lockdown. No one was hurt. A 17-year-old is in the juvenile detention center facing charges. Police are still working to identify other possible suspects.
A pot proposal. Could you one day buy marijuana at Virginia's ABC stores? A Virginia lawmaker wants to study the possibility of making that happen. 10 News Side's Katie Collette spoke with residents throughout Hampton Roads about this proposal. Katie, what's everyone saying about this?
Alvita, we definitely ran into mixed opinions today. This all comes from Delegate David Englund of Alexandria, a Democrat. His goal, figure out how marijuana sales at state-run liquor stores could impact the Commonwealth financially. Could you imagine walking into your local ABC store and having a choice? Perhaps a bud of marijuana with your liquor?
As long as people use it responsibly and treat it like a substance like alcohol and use it responsibly, it's really not bad.
I just don't think it would be a good idea to be able to buy two substances in the same establishment.
Well, that marijuana ABC store mix is a possibility. The details in a resolution recently presented to the General Assembly by Delegate David Englund. Under the proposal, 8 Assembly members would study if selling pot in Virginia's more than 330 ABC stores is practical and feasible.
They're taxing you on it. It's not like you're walking in there paying the amount that it says, because they're still charging state tax on the marijuana. So if Virginia's in a recession like California, they might as well go ahead and go for it.
Marijuana is a gateway drug, so if it's available, more kids are going to start using it. It's going to be more accessible. So I don't think it's a good idea at all.
I don't think that it would be a good idea. I think it should be used as it's being used now for medicinal purposes only.
Englund also wants the governor to petition the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency to move marijuana from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule II, meaning a shorter sentence for those jailed on marijuana offenses.
And to keep a lot of extra people out of jail, I mean, because it's going to happen. 90% of the people around here smoke marijuana, and they will make it illegal.
Now keep in mind, it's important to point out, this is just a proposal for a study. This is not a bill proposal. Findings of the feasibility study would be due by the first day of the 2013 legislative session. Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
We do want you to know the story generated more than 200 comments on WAVY's Facebook page, so we wanted to share a couple of them with you. Brian says, if they can tax this and drop my taxes, why not? I see nothing wrong with it. Heather thinks making it legal could create another round of different issues. So log on to Facebook. Let us know what you think.
A Prince William County lawmaker doesn't want the federal government telling you what kind of light bulbs to use. Delegate Bob Marshall introduced legislation in the General Assembly to allow the manufacture and sale of incandescent light bulbs in Virginia after federal energy standards take effect in October. It would effectively take the other bulbs off the market. Delegate Marshall says the federal government is overstepping its authority in regulating how people light their homes. He also says the more energy-efficient bulbs contain dangerously high levels of mercury.
A Portsmouth inmate is on the loose. He didn't show up at the work center behind me, and he's wanted on assault charges. Coming up, why the public wasn't notified for more than a week.
Guns in the faces of local fast food restaurant employees. We'll tell you about the crime and show you pictures police hope lead to someone's punishment.
And you paid for this. Find out how this new building on a local college campus and what's going on inside are helping put people back to work.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Two men armed with guns held up a Portsmouth Hardee's last night. These are surveillance photos from the robbery on High Street and Churchland section of the city. Both men wore bandanas and held guns when they demanded money. Once they got the cash, they took off. If you recognize either of these suspects, call the crime line. Meantime, the Suffolk Fire Marshal's office is investigating what sparked a weekend house fire. Take a good look at what firefighters encountered when they arrived on scene early Saturday morning. You can also see flames engulf the vacant home along Cedar Street extended. Firefighters quickly put out the flames as flames destroyed the home.
Decision 2012. The remaining 4 Republican presidential candidates will face off tonight for debate in Florida. Political experts say today's pre-debate campaigning signals tonight will be a clash of accusations. Mitt Romney is going after Newt Gingrich on personality and stability, and Gingrich is firing back.
He's gone from pillar to post, almost like a pinball machine, from item to item, in a way which is highly erratic.
Because it's such baloney. Now, it used to be pious baloney, but now it's just desperate baloney.
Also on the stage at South Florida University, Rick Santorum, polling a weak third, and Ron Paul. The special edition of Rock Center with Brian Williams, the NBC News Republican candidates debate, is tonight at 9, right here on WAVY TV 10.
We're on your side trying to make sure the criminals don't get your money. A warning about 2 scams targeting your bank account. We'll tell you how to keep them from becoming a victim.
But first, we'll show you your tax dollars at work, putting people to work. How this multi-million-dollar building is helping some people find better jobs.
A look at temperatures across the eastern half of the United States. You notice that we've got some temperatures that are warmer near the coastline and toward the peninsula and the south side. That warmer air is going to continue to ride northward overnight. We'll tell you what that means with some other changes for tomorrow in our forecast.
In this election year, many are asking lawmakers how they will get the unemployed back to work. 10 on your side, Stephanie Harris found one federal program and 30 million state tax dollars that are starting to help right here in Hampton Roads. Steph?
Well, Nicole, the money, your money, paid for this. This is the new Regional Health Professions Center at Tidewater Community College. Now, I went to this dedication this morning, and a lot of very important people spoke from a podium, but the man who really caught my ear was standing behind me, a 46-year-old student who's using this to train for a new career after losing his old one.
As a radiation tech student, Al Faison spends a lot of time in the dark, but his sunny disposition draws you to him.
Don't ever say you can't do it because you can.
Faison is living proof. He worked here at the now closed International Paper Mill in Franklin for 25 years. Now he's starting over.
It's a little flip-flop. My wife says, "Have a great day at school, honey," to me. And she says, "Have a great day at work," to our son, you know, so.
He can laugh because the programs at Tidewater Community College give him confidence.
So this is our state-of-the-art machinery.
Some hospitals don't even have the technology they're training on in radiology.
I'm gonna come in there for a second.
And in the respiratory labs, students practice on mannequins that react like real people.
He talks to you, he answers questions, he tells you jokes sometimes. I mean, it's as real as it can be in an environment like this.
It's why Senator Mark Warner got behind the $30 million program back when he was governor.
So we got to do more of this.
10 of the top 20 fastest growing jobs are in healthcare. And with baby boomers expected to live longer than any previous generation, Warner believes this school is a sound investment.
This really is a success story.
So is Al Faison. The former tradesman is paying for school through a federal retraining program. And he's already helping little girls with broken arms at his internship.
I knelt down beside her, Stephanie, and I looked at her in the eyes and I said, "You're going to get all the love and attention now." And when I said that, she smiled, reached out with a good arm and grabbed me around the neck, gave me a hug, and hit me right in the heart.
One example of your tax dollars at work.
And it is estimated that Hampton Roads will see a nearly 20% increase in healthcare-related jobs in the next decade. That is 8,000 job openings. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.
By the way, TCC's new Health Professions Center is located at its Virginia Beach campus on Princess Anne Road near Lansdowne High School.
A powerful storm ripped right through the south. This video showed continuous power flashes from exploding transformers in one Arkansas town. Each explosion lit up the sky with an eerie blue glow. Strong winds destroyed several homes in the town of Fortis, that's south of Little Rock. Lightning and fierce winds toppled trees and power lines. There are no reports of injuries, but 2 people died, more than 100 others hurt when storms rolled through Alabama. We'll show you the damage tonight on WAVY News 10 at 5:30.
This is really one of those days where you need to take some vitamin D.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're not getting it from the sun.
See, she feels it too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is borderline
It's not
depressing.
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think we're all tired of the cloudy, dreary weather. It's warmed up a little bit anyway, so that's the good news. Of course, for most of us it has anyway. It'll continue to warm up through the evening hours across much of the region as some warmer air is lifting northward. Now, as far as rain, we're not seeing all that much, and that we are seeing is tending to fall apart as it draws a little closer. You can see this area that I showed you that moved over Isle of Wight County, Smithfield area, and then it's just falling apart over the peninsula. One other stray shower about over downtown Suffolk, and these are just mostly sprinkles anyway, so they're nothing too terribly big. The clouds are a little more high top than they were, or high bottom than they were a little bit over the weekend. The clouds were real low, obviously, and very, very dreary over the weekend. And now today the clouds are up a little bit higher, so it feels a little bit better anyway. And with the temperatures warming up, that's going to feel significantly better again, and that warmer air is lifting northward. You can see the cloud cover. Obviously, we're socked in with clouds. Occasionally, there's a break or two in the cloudiness off to the west, and we are going to see some sunshine by around noontime tomorrow for Virginia. It'll take a little longer into North Carolina, but you'll see sunshine too. And we'll show you what I mean. Here's this warmer air, and it should continue to lift northward during the evening hours. Here's where we are by 2 o'clock in the morning. 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds. I think there'll be enough wind generated overnight, so we'll blow away some fog, especially by around drive time tomorrow morning. So I don't think it'll be as widespread, extensive, or as thick as it was this morning. Here's where things are at 2 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the morning, this front is just coming through. Still some rain into eastern North Carolina. A few breaks in the clouds into Virginia already. And by the noon hour, ta-da, we're starting to see some sunshine into Virginia. And by the end of the day, pretty much all of us clear on off. A west and northwesterly wind during the day tomorrow at about 10 miles an hour. Here's where we are overnight. And then into Wednesday. Wednesday, a lot of sunshine. We'll see some cloud cover move in at the very, very end of the day, more likely during the evening hours as the next round moves our way. But again, we're going to stay fairly mild overnight into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow morning, start the day off warm and really pretty much staying warm, around 60 degrees for a high temperature for tomorrow. Some places may reach the low 60s, but even by 7 o'clock in the evening, it'll drop pretty rapidly. The air is drier. You can see it drop on down into the 50s. Here's where things are by 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning, and Wednesday during the day around 50. But lots of sunshine, so at least we'll cheer Elvita up a little bit. Nicole, too. In terms of some sunshine. But today, still sludgy and cloudy. At least the bottoms of the clouds aren't quite as low, so it isn't quite as dark as it has been over the weekend. Now, high temperatures really started to warm on up later on in the day. We held into the 40s for most of the afternoon, or the early afternoon. We popped on up into the mid-50s across much of the region. 57 in Norfolk, 54, 52, and again, 55 in Chesapeake and Suffolk. A little cooler yet on the peninsula, but it is going to warm back on up during the overnight hours. Slight chance of rain and a slight chance of some fog during the overnight hours, but not likely to be as extensive as it was this morning. Tomorrow around 60, but will drop later in the day. 50 on Wednesday, but right back up there again for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Good chance of rain late Thursday into early Friday.
We're on your side with details about a new scam that could clean out your bank account. Even worse, the crooks have found a way to cover their tracks. Plus,
having their dream come true does affect them physically.
Battling life-threatening diseases, one local charity is making dreams come true for 2 children. Find out which professional athlete they'll get to meet tonight at 5:30. We're on your side tonight with a consumer alert about 2 new scams. First, hackers have found yet another way to dip into your online bank account while covering their tracks at the same time.
It all starts with a spy eye Trojan horse virus that goes on your computer. Once it's installed, scammers can steal your bank account usernames and passwords. After they take out your money, they create a fake page that looks like your bank account but hides the fact that they stole your money.
So if it's your Bank of America account, it looks like Bank of America, you're at Bank of America, but what they're showing you is their version of Bank of America.
Experts say the easiest way to make sure this virus stays off your computer is to have virus protection software and to use it. The FBI wants to spread the word about a new phishing scam that uses emails that appear to be from the government. The messages claim to be from the Federal Reserve or Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. When you open the email, you're told there's a problem with your bank account and you have to click on a link. The FBI says that link takes you to a phony website that downloads malware and grabs everything off your computer needed to steal your banking information. So whatever you do, don't click on that link.
This week, airfare will look like it's gone up, but it's actually because the government is clearing the air. We're on your side breaking down the new rules for flying the friendly skies. We'll also tell you the best time to book your flight.
Plus, a man's remains lost in flight tonight, while the family says they're left with more questions than answers.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, Matt. Hello.
I think we all know timing is everything. That's also true when you buy your airline tickets. You can get the lowest airfare if you buy 6 weeks before your flight. That is according to research by Airlines Reporting Corporation. It's based in 4 years of ticket sales. The Arlington, Virginia company handles ticketing transactions between the nation's airlines and the travel agents. New rules are also getting ready to take flight, designed to ease the confusion for travelers. The total cost of a ticket now must be posted now, including the cost of baggage. No more fine print or hidden fees. Airlines are now required to let passengers know when a flight is canceled, diverted, or delayed more than 30 minutes. And travelers also have a 24-hour window to hold or cancel a reservation at no cost.
The consumers win here. The consumer wins by now having a little laundry list of rules that should make airfare buying a little bit more transparent, a little bit safer, and just a little bit easier.
The no hidden fees provision takes effect on Thursday. The other consumer protections go into effect tomorrow. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.